Academic success at school is becoming more critical than ever in the current economic environment, locally and globally. As competition for jobs and higher education access grows ever more demanding and more challenging, an educational expert said that while schools are essential in shaping a child's education, parental involvement can significantly enhance their academic performance. Joining us this morning to discuss this further is Deputy Dean for Teaching and Learning at an institution for tertiary education, Adrian Garden. Good morning. Welcome back to the Breakfast Rush.
Good morning, and good morning to everyone listening as well.
Adrian, could you elaborate on the key elements that make a home environment conducive to learning and how parents can create such a space?
Yeah, I think the most important thing that parents can do is to simply create an environment that is not difficult emotionally for the student. I think the schooling environment is a tricky one because there's pressure involved, not only from the teachers, but the school is expected to produce results as well. So they always have the children's heart and mind, in as a priority. But sometimes that results-driven approach creates a lot of pressure that is actually counterproductive to learning. So a parent, the most important thing they can do is just create a supportive environment that frees up a student's emotions to allow them to study better.
You emphasize the importance of fostering a love for learning rather than focusing solely on grades. How can parents encourage this love for learning, especially in a world where academic achievements are often the primary focus?
Yeah, and I think the focus on grades means that the way that schools test is really just knowledge recall, and if you think about where we are in society, knowledge is everywhere. We've got content, simply at a click of a button. So you got to almost look at the long-term strategy here and go, well, what will my child need to succeed at university? What will my child need to succeed in the workplace? And that's where you've got to start bringing in the curiosity, get them to start thinking about more than just the question that's in front of them. So looking at the same topic in different ways and engaging in a way that makes them start thinking about other things than what is just in front of them.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to parents that are struggling to find the right balance between encouraging excellence and maintaining their child's emotional well-being?
I think also we all know our children and the limits they have. Some children are really phenomenal at maths, others are phenomenal at more practical tasks, science, and literacy and the humanities. So I think when we're dealing with learning, we have to set realistic expectations for ourselves as well, and not expect that a student can produce or your child can produce something that's kind of way beyond their abilities and in their strengths. I think the other key aspect for this one is just open communication. Make studying and how studies are progressing and the art of learning part of your daily conversation that just has this element of openness. I think that's really, really important.
Now, active parental involvement is a cornerstone of academic success. What are some practical ways parents can stay engaged with their child's education, especially when they themselves have busy schedules?
Yeah, and I mean that's the problem, right? It's the busy schedules. Yeah. I think the thing that always sticks in my head when I come home is just leave work at work. When you get home, you have such kind of limited time with your family, so just almost establish a habit of a regular check-in. And the trick I've learned there is to never ask closed questions like how was your day? Because then your child will just say, fine. You got to find inventive ways to check in and ask those kind of open questions that encourage communication. And that then opens a opportunity for you to latch onto something that your child has said and use that to bring in wisdom or explore a topic that they have latched onto and found really interesting, and then you can use that as a learning opportunity as well.
Absolutely. Now, critical thinking is highlighted as a vital skill beyond the classroom. Could you share some examples of how parents can nurture critical thinking and problem-solving skills in everyday solutions or situations, rather?
Yeah, I think this is where our own bias comes in. Sometimes we tend to gravitate towards our comfort zone in terms of a worldview or a perspective. And I think our child needs to have different perspectives. So sometimes you almost have to play the devil's advocate. And if they're proposing a certain view, you counter that view to say, well, others think like this. And that again encourages discussion and perhaps allows your child to create an alternative view that ultimately maybe changes their ideas and perspectives on a certain topic. I think the other thing is really just to encourage kind of problem solving in daily tasks. So even if they're struggling to do something like change a tire, that's still a learning opportunity that they can apply in their learning environments as well.
I want to thank you for your time this morning and always making time for us on the Breakfast Rush. Adrian Garden, have yourself a blessed day.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You as well. There you go. Deputy Dean for Learning and Teaching at an institution for tertiary education, Adrian Garden, giving us some thoughts, some ideas on how we can expand what we're doing with our children.